In this tutorial, we are going to go through the process of downloading and installing My GPS Coordinate in your tablet or Apple device. So to do so, you click on the Apple Play Store, which is this tool here. When you touch on the Apple Store, it will take you into the Apple Play Store environment where it loads the different software or applications that are available. Here, this is a search window. If you touch on this tool here, the search, you will be able to come into this space here, type in the name of the application that you want to see. Something you should note is that today, if you click on today, it will give you the most popular application or tool or game for the day. This will take you to games. This will take you to applications. This, of course, is updates, new updates on what is available. And this is search. So having touched on the apps, it takes you to this window where you have lots of applications. You can browse through and see how many applications are there. There are lots of them. So how do you find the one that you're interested in really? So that's where it becomes the troublesome factor. So to find the one you're interested in, you need to go to the search. Click on search, come to this space here and type in the name of the rough name of the application you're looking for. It's not just any, just not just the name per se. Just maybe I want to download some GPS enabled applications. So GPS, you can just type in GPS and then click enter. Click the search. Touch on the search. That too. And once you touch on search, it loads applications that are related to the GPS um, recording or receiving systems. So with GPS, when you scroll down, OpenStreetMap is tied to a GPS Tracker Pro, uh, GPS Status, Compass, and GPS. There are lots of GPS affiliated devices. This is what I'm looking for right now because I've already downloaded it and used it in my Android device. So let's see how it works in the Apple device. So that if you have an Apple device, you use it too. So to download, you click on this Get. You touch on Get. When you touch on Get, it begins the process of downloading the or preparing the application for download. But still scroll down, you might just want to explore and see what's available. There are lots of applications available. As you keep scrolling down, it keeps loading. So you might find something that suits your need better than the My GPS. Basically, there's no single application that is the best. You just need to try and see. When you find the one that suits your fancy, then you stick with it. You might try it out a couple of times, compare it with the output from others, and then decide on which one gives you the best results. But for this tutorial, we are going to stick with My GPS coordinates, which is this one. So to download, touch on the Get. This tool here. Once you touch it, it begins the process of downloading. It's trying to prepare it for download. Eventually, you start seeing a blue line moving around that circle. That means it's already downloading. But for now, it's not yet downloading, but it's preparing. Now, it says this is the name. Of course, this is my account, my Apple account. Click on install, and then it begins the process of downloading stroke installing. You still see now it's on the verge of beginning the installation. Now it's gradually loading the application. You can see the blue line moving around the circumference of the circle, encircling the blue square. So it continues. It will progress in this way until it eventually encircles the square, but it's not yet there. Now it's there. So installed, it has downloaded and installed. Now, if you want to open the application, you click on open to open, or else you might as well close the entire Apple Play Store and then open subsequently. But you can decide to open and see whether it actually installed well, and of course whether it gives you what you need. If it doesn't give what you need, you might now have to come back and find out something and find something that gives you a better output. But to open, just press open there. I've touched on open to open. You can see that it's giving me an error result. This error that is giving me is based on the fact that my iPad doesn't have the location settings on. So, and the location is quite fundamental to the operations of the GPS device. So I have to say allow. I said my GPS coordinates requires access to the location while you are using the application. So I will say allow. If I say don't allow, then it won't really work. So allow, and now it has activated. So this is the GPS coordinates as recorded on the device as soon as I activated the location. Subsequently, I may not need to do this to activate the location, because now that it's switched on, it will, once I open the application from my screen, it will automatically just give me the reading. But once I switch it off, then anytime I open the application, even from my desktop, it will still require me to activate or allow the GPS, my GPS coordinate, to access the location uh, application in my device. Uh, this tool here, which is blue rather, just shows that what is active is the decimal coordinates. For this one, if I select this rectangle here, it will activate uh, degrees and minutes. If I activate this one, it becomes degrees, minutes, and seconds. And if I activate this, it becomes the UTM coordinates, and this is MGRS coordinate system. So usually when I'm working with a GIS, I prefer to work with the decimal coordinate because it's easier to bring it into the GIS. So what I need to do is to take this coordinate, type it into Excel, save the Excel document as a CSV file. Then I can now open it in a GIS software. Unfortunately, if I go for of course, the ones that we use in maps will be the degrees, minutes, seconds. But if I activate that and it saves in that way, I need to convert it to decimal coordinates again with another application, or of course by computation, to get to what I can now use in my GIS. So rather than go through that long process, I'll download as I'll save as a decimal coordinate. Now it's easier to kind of import into my GIS and then work with it without much hassles. So you should activate the decimal coordinate and ignore those ones. Subsequently, when you're working with your GIS, you can easily set accordingly. Now, the second rule talks about accuracy. This talks about how precise is the readings you're getting. 5 meter means that for the circumference, the reading around the point I'm getting will be accurate within 5 meters around the point where I'm standing. So it means it's not really that precise. Some GPS coordinates, or rather some GPS devices, handheld devices, might give you centimeters, 1 meter, 1 centimeter. So it depends on the accuracy and precision of the device. But with a phone or iPad, usually the best you can get is 3 meters. But of course, you might get better than that. But in this case, we are getting a 5 meter precision. So your point is not exactly where you're standing, but is a point that can be found within 5 meter circumference of where you're standing. So within that circle, that's where the point is actually located. Whereas if it's 10 meters, not acceptable. Usually 5 meters is the best option the minimum you can accept for your device. So Once you're standing there and it's giving you 10 meters, you wait, stand for a while until it gives you 5 meters or something better. But as you can see, it's still fluctuating up and down. So when it's stable, you press on this tool to save, or rather to send it via email to the email that you decide you want to send it to. And subsequently, you can access it and then make do with it as you so desire. It takes you to your email where you now type in the email you want to send the data to. So if I have two emails, for instance, or even have one, I can still send it to the same email from which it's sending, or I can send it to a different email so that when I'm ready to look for it, I'll just go there, open that email, and the data is within the email, just like you can see on the screen right now. I can now copy and type into my Excel document so that I can subsequently use it in my GIS, as I will show you in subsequent tutorials.